Okay, so today we're gonna dive into this story.
Right.
It's called La Légende des Trois Sœurs et de l'Orange.
Oh, okay.
So the legend of the three sisters and the orange.
Okay.
And the story is pretty simple, but it's got this like really powerful message about like disagreements and how we like resolve conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So picture this, right? You've got these three sisters.
Yeah.
And they're arguing over the last orange on their tree.
Okay.
Right? So like who needs it the most?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's I mean, that's like a classic setup, right? Like you only have this one thing left.
Yeah.
And everybody wants it.
Exactly.
You know, it's like almost every day we run into this, right? Like whether it's at work, you know, you've got limited resources on a team, or even just like, you know, you're trying to plan your day and you have limited time, you know, like how do you decide like where everything goes?
Exactly. It's like that feeling of scarcity.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have enough to go around. So anyway, so a neighbor sees these sisters arguing and like wants to help out.
Okay.
And he suggests like what seems like the most logical solution.
Mm-hmm.
Just cut the orange into 3 equal pieces.
Yeah. Seems fair, right?
Like on the surface, it's like, okay, well, everybody gets their share.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Right.
But here's the thing. The story says that even though they each got a third, like none of the sisters were actually happy.
So even though it was like mathematically fair,
Yeah.
it didn't actually like solve anything.
Exactly. And it kind of hints at this idea
Yeah.
that like just dividing things equally might seem fair in theory,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't always address like the deeper needs that people have.
Right. It's like focusing on just the very surface level, you know, just the splitting of the thing itself,
Yeah.
but not actually thinking about what's going on underneath. Like,
Right.
Why do these people even want this thing in the first place?
Yeah. Have you ever like been in a situation where like you split something with someone or like, you know, divided something up,
Oh, yeah, all the time.
and even though it seemed fair on paper, you still felt like kind of ripped off?
Yeah, or like it didn't actually solve the problem,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, you each got your piece, but somehow everyone still feels like something's missing.
Totally. So get this right.
Yeah.
The next year rolls around
Okay.
and the same thing happens.
No way.
Same orange tree.
Really?
Only one orange.
Wow.
And all three sisters are like at it again, arguing over who gets it.
So it's like that first solution,
Yeah.
like, didn't really solve anything long term.
Didn't at all. It was just like a Band-Aid, you know?
Yeah.
And the story really emphasizes that like just trying to be mathematically fair doesn't always get to the root of the problem.
Totally. Okay, so what happens next?
So this time the neighbor takes a different approach.
Right.
Instead of like jumping in with a solution,
Mhm.
he just asks each sister like, why? Why do you need this orange?
Oh, interesting.
Like it's such a simple question,
Yeah.
but it like totally changes the whole dynamic.
So instead of like focusing on the orange itself,
Yeah.
he's like trying to figure out like the motivation behind it.
Exactly.
Like what's the deeper need here?
Mm-hmm. And that's when like the real breakthrough happens.
Okay, what do they say?
Well, the first sister, she's like, I need it for the juice. I'm thirsty.
Okay, makes sense.
Right. The second sister, she says she needs the peel for zest, like for baking.
Oh, okay.
And then the third sister says she wants the seeds so she can plant more orange trees.
Wow. So suddenly it's like that same orange.
Yeah.
It represents 3 totally different things.
I know. It's not just like this one object anymore. It's like it has
Yeah.
all these different potential uses.
And like connecting that back to, you know, like real life.
Yeah.
It's like, how many arguments do we have where it's like we're so focused on the thing itself,
Yeah.
you know, the orange, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that we don't take a minute to just ask like, well, why do we each even want this?
Right. What are we actually trying to accomplish here?
Exactly.
So anyway, back to the sisters.
Yeah.
Once they like share their reasons for wanting the orange,
Mm-hmm.
they realize that they can actually all get what they need.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they decide to work together.
Okay.
One sister juices the orange.
Right.
The second sister, she carefully peels it to get all the zest.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third sister, she takes the seeds.
Wow. So everyone wins.
I know. And the story says that like from that day on,
Yeah.
the sisters never argued over an orange again.
That's awesome.
Right? Because they learned that like understanding each other's needs
Yeah.
was way more powerful than just trying to like divide things up equally.
It's like they shifted from this like mindset of competition to one of like collaboration.
Exactly.
Like, how can we work together to make sure everyone's happy?
It makes you think about like all the times in our own lives
Mm-hmm.
where we get so stuck on like our own perspective
Yeah.
that we forget to ask like, hey, what does the other person actually need here?
Right. Like, what are their motivations?
Yeah. And like think about all the compromises you've made where like nobody really felt good about the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like maybe if you had taken the time to understand each other's real needs,
Mm-hmm.
you could have come up with something way better.
It's like sometimes we get so fixated on just finding the middle ground,
Yeah.
you know, that compromise,
Mm-hmm.
that we miss out on the opportunity to find a solution that actually works for everybody.
Totally. And I think that's like the big takeaway from this story.
What is that?
Like it's not always about finding a compromise.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's about understanding what everyone truly needs.
right. And then working together to make sure those needs are met.
Exactly. And that's something that like takes communication.
Mm-hmm.
It takes empathy.
Yeah.
It takes like a willingness to see things from another person's point of view.
So it's like a challenge for us all to like think about, you know?
Yeah.
The next time we find ourselves in a disagreement,
Yeah.
to like take a step back and ask ourselves like, what's really going on here?
Exactly. What are the underlying needs?
Yeah.
And
Right.
is there a way we can work together
Yeah.
to create a win-win situation?
You know, instead of just settling for a compromise where everyone kind of loses.
Right. It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, that's the story of the three sisters in the orange.
Pretty powerful for such a simple story.
Yeah, it really is. And hopefully like it gives you something to chew on
Yeah,
as you go about your day.
definitely.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.